Hey, welcome back to Mirror Expressions, a channel where I take the time to share a little bit of myself with you all, and I invite you all to do the same with me. Go ahead, hit thumbs up for me, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified every time I drop a little something. Okay? Okay. Also, I just want to know how y'all are doing. Like, if you have looked in a mirror today and you are feeling what you see looking back at you, yes, honey, go ahead and put me a mirror emoji down in that chat. That just lets your girl Kay know that, hey, I'm doing fine on my end. And if not, it's always, I encourage you to do what you must to get back to a healthier version of yourself. Especially, look, this is May, this is Mental Health Month. Let's pay attention to that mental health and make sure that we are also catering to that as well as our physical health. All right. Enough ranting and raving. All right, this is Married at First Sight. We are finally at Decision Day, episode 20, our last rodeo. Right? So we open up and it's one day until Decision Day, right? The couples, we see them packing up to leave the apartment. And sir, those are some little itty bitty beds. Did y'all see that? That bed Kirsten and Shaquille. And I was like, I know they ain't got these grown folks sleeping in no full size bed. Oh, anyway, Kirsten and Shaquille, right? They're talking about what percentage that they are at as far as continuing with the marriage. Shaquille said if his heart is not 100%, that he's going to say no to her. Kirsten said, well, if she's not at 100%, she's going to say no either, right? And she just said she doesn't know if they have what it takes to make their marriage work. Over with Nicole and Chris, he said the time apart is good to be able to make this type of decision about should they continue, should they not, right? On the other hand, Nicole, y'all know how she spirals. She's worried that time apart will have him questioning if this is what he really wants. Like, she thinks he might change his mind because little things will pop up and make him think that this isn't what he really wants in a life partner. Chris said, and this is in his confessional, he said if he says no on decision day, that it will be because of Nicole's insecurities, basically. So, Eris and Jasmine, we see them. They talk about reasons that would cause them to say yes. Things that would cause them to say yes. Jasmine said, well, they have a lot of fun together. And I said, Jasmine, really? Really, girl? Now, y'all probably just started having fun in these past couple of weeks. I would say even the past a week or so. But think about the totality of your time together. Has it really been fun, Jasmine? Has it really been? So Eris' reason to say yes will be that they have a good foundation. He brings up again that he was difficult, but looking where they are now is a testament to the both of them. Eris said he values and trusts the experts. And so with that, if they think they had a chance or potential, he feels that he feels like if they didn't have a chance or a potential, that the experts would have told them. I was like, Eris, no, they wouldn't, because they want their yes. Like, they got to hit their quota. And they got to hit their quota for the season, baby. They were not going to tell you all that y'all should go your separate ways. We see Gina and Clint, and I mean, it really wasn't anything, because we already know neither one of them are really going to say yes. It's not going to work out. Part of me thinks that Clint might say yes just to troll Gina, but we know it's not going to be a yes for the both of them. So anyway, nothing to see there. Then we get this dramatic montage of all the guys leaving the apartment. I don't know why. It took me back to when Dawn was leaving, walking down that hallway with all her stuff and them tears rolling down her eyes. Like, stop it. And then everyone kind of does like a selfie cam, just talking about how they're feeling as they go to sleep by themselves that night. Uh, Nothing really to see there either. Just kind of where they were feeling, how they were feeling. That's all. Nothing to see, nothing to talk about. So it's decision day finally, right? And in the words of Dr. Pepper, today the couples have to decide if they're going to grow together or grow apart. So everybody needs to be apart. I say everybody, all of them. They just need to be apart. Anyway, Jasmine and Eris, they are up first. Baby, Jasmine is dressed to the gods. Do you hear me? She did not half step, not one bit. That thing is banging. Just beautiful. She's sitting there. She's sitting out there in this full gown. I'm just like, and I'm loving it because I love to be extra, y'all. Y'all just gotta know this. I love it. I'm here for it all, Jasmine. Just beautiful. So the setup this year, they got these people out at some barn. I was just like, now y'all know they could have done better than that. Don't act like that's what we're all about down here in Tennessee. Like, there are plenty of places that are far more countryer than y'all are making us out to be on this show. Like, seriously, you do not just see barns all the time around here. But yeah, so they got them set up at some barn. I said, I see Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper slick trying to match. Oh, goodness. Pastor Cal said, you know, when it comes to Eris and Jasmine, he just doesn't know about them, right? Dr. Pepper said that she's hopeful, well, maybe on the naive side, but she's hopeful. And I'm just like, girl, come on now, Dr. Pepper. So Jasmine tells the experts that, you know, she's at peace. She knows she has given her all. And no matter what happens today, that she will have no regrets. Eris said it felt good coming home to somebody all the time. Like, that was one of the perks of being married. He even enjoyed like hearing the pitter patter of the feet of the dog when he was coming through the door, you know. And he spoke about how Jasmine made their home a peaceful home and how he really appreciated that. So Pastor Cal said, well, what were some of you all's challenges? Jasmine, of course, brought up Eris not being attracted to her. And although you know, he wasn't attracted to her, she does think that they were meshed well. But of course, it takes two to make things work, and Eris just wasn't in it. So Dr. Pepper asked Eris, did he think Jasmine gave 100%, right? He said yes, but he knows that he didn't. I'm glad you know you didn't, buddy. But then he gonna say he started in the game late. I'm thinking like, but did you really ever start? I guess, you know, whatever he tried to do that last week or so was consider his start. So I'll give him that, you know what I'm saying? But he did say that the connection came a lot later. I think what happened was that Jasmine reconciled in her mind that it was not going to ever be anything. And so from that, she let them expectations go and they just became friends like Gina and Clint. You know what I'm saying? Even though I felt like she kept getting sparks when he would drop little nuggets like that he was probably interested. I was just like, oh girl, don't go for it. But she held her own. You go, girl. So Jasmine said that she knows the desires of her heart. She knows what she's prayed for, and that this marriage was not what it was. It wasn't for her. So it's a no today. Y'all, when she said no, I started cheering. Like, because I'm going to tell you, I was confused about Jasmine because y'all know we all saw how she would get happy. Any little thing like Eris would just hold her hand and she would start cheesing like, so I was a little concerned that she was gonna take those little moments as meaning it was really something and it wasn't. So but she said no. I started cheering. And I said, oh, when she said she found her confidence, I think she said that maybe about 2 episodes ago. I said, baby, she meant that because she stood in there and she came looking good to do it. I'm happy for her, though. She appears to be such a beautiful individual inside and out. And she deserves someone to love her the proper way. And I think that, now Eris, I think he was going to say no. But it hurt him to hear her say no. Like he wanted that yes from her just so he can come around and say no. If that makes sense. Like some people just it feeds their ego. Like how he was saying at the beginning of the season, well, her life for me is at 100 and me, I'm like at a 20%, He wanted that. And then for her to stand in her truth and be like, no, it's a no for me. I know what I deserve. Like he didn't want that. That hurt him. But anyway, Pastor Cal asked, do they have deal breakers that they didn't have before, right? So did Eris said no too. I don't know if I said that or not, but he said no. So yeah, Pastor Cal asked them, do they have deal breakers that they didn't have before, right? So Eris talking about some self-love. I hug myself 5 times every day. Jasmine said, so you think I don't love myself? He said, well, at times, whatever is going on with us, it would change your temperature and cause you to shut down. And she said, but I don't love myself. I'm trying to see what's this narrative of me not loving myself. I'm just like, yeah, what is that? What you trying to say? He talking about, well, we can agree to disagree. I said, yep, that ninja hurt. He is hurt, baby. He thought he had her. He did. He wants somebody to pine after him just so he can say no. Just disgusting. Disgusting. So Pastor Cal asked her, what is she feeling behind what he just said? And she said, well, I have plenty of self-love. And furthermore, he has commitment issues. And if it wouldn't have been the attraction thing, then it would have been something else. I don't feel like he was truly ready to be married. I said, go Jasmine. Yes, baby. She seemed like she had been holding that in all season. So Dr. Pepper apologized and told her that she admires the woman she is or whatever. So in the confessional afterwards, Aaron's gonna get his old Lego shaped ass head in there talking about some well, I thought marriage sex was gonna be different. How do you know if it was or if it wasn't? Because you didn't have sex with your wife. Furthermore, what's the reason of that? Is that why you got married to have sex? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing. Why is that your first thought after saying you want to divorce your wife? Jasmine, on the other hand, in her confessional said that she decided to choose herself. I know that's right, girl, because Eris was not it, baby. So Chris and Nicole are up. Dr. Pepper says she thinks this is the couple that has found their way, right? And Pastor Cal said, but they haven't had any conflict the entire time. And he's not so certain that's a good thing. And it's not. Like, I think I mentioned that last recap. Like, that helps you to learn people. Like, conflict can be healthy. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always have to be unhealthy. But anyways, he said everything has kind of been just peaches and cream with them. And so he's afraid that when conflict arises, you know, he's not sure how they will be able to handle that. And Dr. Pepper said, well, maybe it's just kismet for them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's kismet or not, but I will say they are a cute couple, and I do hope they make it. Pastor Cal also spoke on how Nicole kept asking every day about if today was decision day, what would your answer be? You know, and how exhausting that can be, right? Exactly. So anyway, Nicole and Chris, they come on out, right? Nicole was beautiful. Like all the ladies came with it today, right? So she was beautiful. The two of them are before the experts now. And so Dr. Pepper asked them, why do they think they were married, right? And they basically said because they balance each other out. Like how, especially how Nicole kind of got this extreme type of personality and Chris is more mild mannered. Chris said that moving forward, he wants to see Nicole love herself more and not being so hard on herself. And Nicole absolutely said yes to staying married. Okay. And Chris said it's a yes for them, for him as well. So we got one couple. And again, I really do hope they make it. There are some things that both of them definitely needs to work on. So I hope that moving forward past decision day, that they agree to kind of do some type of counseling, whether individually or together, just to help make their marriage a bit more successful. So, Gina and Clint, okay, here we go. We all know it's going to be a no. But you know, we still got to go through the whoop-la of it all. Dr. Pepper says she cannot, for the life of her, understand why things haven't crossed into a romantic relationship, just looking at how great of friends they are, right? She said things got hurt in the very beginning and that they need to stop looking at what they don't have and start looking at what they do have. I think that's a good point, Dr. Pepper. They really do. But it's a no-go. So Pastor Cal said, you know, that between all that they have pretty much established a good foundation for a marriage. Like they have learned to get along, they have learned to get past disagreements, they're friends, you know. So he said if they crossed over, basically they got a good foundation, a good strong foundation, and a good strong marriage would pursue, right? But it's not there, Dr. Pepper. I mean, Pastor Cass is not there. So Clint said that he feels that if they both had tried more, that they probably could have had a better marriage. And Gina Klein, she has been giving the marriage everything she got. Now, Gina, girl, how did you say that with a straight face, baby? So Clint come out, he looking all nice. That color really makes his eyes pop. I said, okay, Clint, you clean up kind of nice. You want to give me a call? And you could. Come on, call me, Clint. I'm right down the road. We in the same age group. I like to get on the water. Oh, Gina was looking good too. So Dr. Pepper asked, well, what have they learned about marriage, right? Gina said she has learned, well, I am ready to be married. I'm like, are you really though, Gina? Are you really? Clint said it takes, he learned that it takes work to make the other person just feel valuable and special. And so, as far as their best memories, Clint said the couple's retreat was the best for him and that they get along so well, especially when they're around other people or whatever. Gina said her best memories was of them when they would get up in the morning, have their cup of coffee, and hang out for a walk. Oh, and then she also mentioned like how supportive he was of her business or something like that. Dr. Pepper wants to know, well, what challenges did they face? Dr. Pepper, that could go on and on and on, especially where Gina is concerned. So Gina just kind of speaks about their friendship, but how hard it was to get to that next level, like to get beyond a friendship. And Pastor Cal asked Clint, well, why does he think he was able to connect to other women, but he wasn't able to connect to Gina? And he said because the other ladies from the past would do some of the things that he likes as well. And in this experiment, he just hasn't had that with Gina at all. I was like, now isn't that something we've been saying all season? Like throughout these reviews, we've been talking about that. Gina is always Clint doing the things that Gina likes, but we never have seen Gina do the things that Clint wants to do, right? We've seen that. So anyway, Gina claims that if those activities had been planned, then she would have definitely participated in them. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, why not take the initiative then to plan some of those things, you know? It's like she just didn't want to do anything. And just like Clint said, it takes the work. Marriage is work, and I think that's part of the thing. Gina didn't want that work. She didn't want to do the work. She wanted the work done for her, but she didn't want to do the work. Because even when she's talking, she's always saying it's not being shown, things are not being done. Like for instance, the cooking. He cooks, but it's not cooking for me. But he's cooking. Are you not eating? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then when they ask her, well, will you cook for him? No. You know, she wants to work. She's not ready to acknowledge the work that's already being done. It has to be the work that she wants to be done. But then she's not willing to put in the work herself. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at this point. They both said no. Right. Pastor Cal wants to know if any romantic interest had been initiated, would she have responded, right? And Gina really don't answer the question, but she did say that things could have been different. And what she also did do was acknowledge that at times she wasn't vocal about what she needed, and if she had then things might have been easier for Clint. Boom, exactly. Communication. So so she says that, right? She's acknowledging this, but then she ends it with, but I just didn't feel engaged to have those I didn't feel inclined to engage in those type of conversations with him. So you know this, you're not acting on this. So it's like, what do you want? What more did you want from this guy, from this man? You know what I'm saying? Oh, yay. But anyways, Clint said no, of course, right? But he did say that he enjoyed the experience and that he would do it over again, and he would do it over with her. Gina agreed that, you know, it's best for them to get a divorce. She did say that she wished Clint would have been like, well, what can I do to fight for this? Especially in the beginning of things. Again, she wants him to do all the work. Well, what were you doing? What could you have done to fight for this as well? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Clint said he knows that she would say often. He said that I think as far as that, he didn't disagree with it. He just said, oh, you know, okay. You know, but he also said this, that in the beginning she would, well, not in the beginning, but that often she would say she felt uncomfortable or things felt forced. So basically, how assertive would you have liked for him to have been? In other words, Gina, because assertive can go into aggressive at some point, especially when a person is not receiving. And if you're already saying, I'm uncomfortable, I feel forced, I would not have been assertive with you either. You know what I'm saying? And so he said he was just trying to to wait for her to get out of her comfort zone. So I mean, it was a catch-22 for him, you know. So, so Dr. Pepper wants to know, you know, what we all want to know, what's gonna happen with Hank, because you know, Clint and Hank are the best of friends, baby. They like this, you know what I'm saying. So, Gina did say that Clint offered her $10,000 for Hank. I said, dang. I would be like, bye, Hank. I see you around the apartments. I'm gonna go get your brother. Oh, but Clint did say that he hopes that he's able to remain in his life in some type of capacity or another, and because he loves that dog. He said. Gina said she was open to that happening. So I just said we shall see come reunion if she held up to that, like allowing Hank to be in his life. And it seems that at some point, you know, she does, because we've seen the previews. But we also know how they'll be dramatic with these previews, cutting them up, making it seem like it's more drama than what it is. So I'm not gonna speak on it, because they trying to make it seem like Clint done stole the dog, you know. But I don't know about that. But it does seem like maybe she did allow him to continue to see the dog. So anyway, and plus they live in the same building, so it wouldn't be a far reach for that to happen, right? Anyway, they also said that they will continue their friendship as well. So y'all, after that, when he did his confession afterwards, baby, Clint sipped that champagne. He said, this tastes like sweet failure. Clint is so funny. He's funny. Anyway, it's showtime for Shaquille and Kirsten, right? Him and that doggone Sue. Hold on, y'all. Him and that doggone Sue, baby. Like I said last week, he's sitting up there looking like a court jester, a whole clown, baby. All he is missing is that nose and the hair. Oh, who told him that was cute, handsome, dapper? Like, for real. He looks a fool. Kirsten, though, beautiful, gorgeous. All right. Oh, goodness. So Dr. Pepper said they had a rough start, right? But that she is proud of where they have come from. I'm thinking, like, are you really proud? I said, I'm just looking at Dr. Pepper. I said, y'all, she must have been tired. Because I was just looking at her. That hair was all over her head. I just wanted to go through that TV screen and smooth it out. It wasn't happening, though. It wasn't happening. So anyway, Kirsten said that she and Shaquille, they talk in circles sometimes, and it really makes her feel annoyed. And she doesn't know if this marriage will work if he doesn't learn how to listen to her, right? Shaquille said he doesn't feel supported in his educational endeavors with Kirsten. Now, Shaquille, are you really serious? You don't feel supported because she's not with you at every event? Come on now. Come on now. Like, really, what fun is that for her? Like, let's be realistic. Like, I cannot. So anyway, day before the experts, right? So like I said, Kirsten, she's pretty in her blue. Shaquille, I think Shaquille tried to match Kirsten, right? Kirsten, this what happened. This is what happened. Kirsten would not tell Shaquille what she was wearing, right? She was like, boo, you have to wait to see me on decision day. And Shaquille's like, but I want to match. And she was like, no, it's a surprise. And so Shaquille was like, all right, I got something for her. And so since she wouldn't tell him, he decides to wear all the colors. He gonna wear all the colors. Oh, I said, oh my goodness. Anyway, he was gonna match it one on me. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so Shaquille said his best memories were of the wedding. He loved their wedding. And then he said he just loved those moments like where they would lay around, like she would lay across him and they would just be there watching TV or whatever. Kirsten said her best memory was when they went to church. And I said, not when they were sitting in that empty church. Yeah, the only thing I could think that may have happened right there was they were not given permission to film during the service, maybe. And, and so they filmed them once service was over with, just sitting in the pews. Like maybe the pastor didn't want the cameras and all that in there while service was going on, or maybe it was something about getting consent from everybody that was in there. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing I could think of. Because maybe talking about when you went to church and all we saw y'all were in some empty pews. Like, no. But anyway, she said that was her best moment. She also mentioned that Shaquille meeting her dad. That was also a milestone for them as well. So, as far as challenges, Shaquille said that trying to lead has been challenging for him because Kirsten has such a strong personality. She said that he's more so on the emotional side and more sensitive side, so it takes her more time to show support to him. And whereas she doesn't always expect that support from someone else. So for her, that's a challenge. Shaquille said as far as their next level, for him it will be to fall in love with each other. So I guess so. But for Kirsten the next level would be to fix their communication issues. And I guess I would be more with Kirsten. Like because communication is a big thing in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So before I'm falling in love, let's make sure that we are in a better place with our communication. Definitely. So yeah, I'm gonna have to roll with Kirsten on that one. And Shaquille comes back and he's just talking about how he felt so alone in their marriage, and I'm just like, are you really? He said he felt alone. Like he said he made the time to show up for Kirsten every day. He made sure he was showing up every day for their marriage, for the two of them. But as far as him, he didn't feel that from her. He felt alone. And I'm like, okay. Now, I don't think Kirsten was the best wife, but I don't think she made him feel absolutely alone. I don't think that. But hey, yeah, I was just like, okay. I think Shaquille is one of them people that whatever you do is not gonna ever be enough. That's what I get from Shaquille. Like, I'm just gonna whine and complain, and no matter what you do. Like, they still talking about this trip to Memphis, you know? And I'm thinking like, yeah, dog, they still talking about that? Because they brought that up. And I'm thinking like, had she gone to Memphis, then it would have been something else. He probably would have been like, well, you weren't engaging with my colleagues enough. Or, you know, I just feel like it would have been something else with that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. So anyway, it's time to say yes or no, right? Kirsten she said yes to staying married. And then before they get to Shaquille's answer, they let him do all this talking to hit us with the to be continued. I'm just like, y'all so full of mess. This whole 2 hour show, and y'all could not get all the people in. They did that purposely so that we could come back next week. And then I'm just like, this season is not gonna end until June? Are you kidding me? Like, for what for? What for? It's poor. It's just tomfoolery. And this was another thing. I knew it was gonna be some mess. Let me tell you how I knew it was gonna be some mess. So y'all know I make my notes whenever I'm watching the show, and so I also watch the time, right? So an hour in to the show, an hour into the show, we had two couples done. We had Eris and Jasmine gone, and we had Chris and Nicole gone. Then they took a whole extra 30 minutes for who came next after that? Gina and Clint. Now, mind you, previously in the hour, because you probably think, well, that hour, that was still 30 minutes per couple. No, because y'all have to remember that first 30 minutes of the show, we had them packing up and moving. Then we had everybody giving their selfie talk for the night. And, so we had all that. Plus those two couples went all within 1 hour. Then here y'all finna go take a whole nother 30 minutes just on one couple that we already, everybody in the world knew was not going to be a go. And then I was like, okay, this last 30 minutes, they gonna wrap us up with Kirsten and Shaquille. And they did all that just to leave us hanging. I said, they with some mess. Anyway, let me step down off my soapbox. Y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I guess we're gonna hear the rest next week. And we shall see what else is all doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, love y'all. I hope everyone is taking care of themselves. Until next time, I'll pray for you. Y'all, please pray for me. And what? Bye, y'all.